Hey everybody, it's Joey again. And I'm out walking again at night. Although it's not really nighttime. It's like not even 6 o'clock and half yet. So I don't consider this to be night. But I'm back in my night walking spot. And it's a little brighter today. I don't know, maybe they repaired one of these lights or something. But it seems brighter. Anyway, wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know if I've talked about trying to keep the lights from out of the camera. I don't know if I've talked about how I'm tracking things. I'm using a Fitbit, and I may have already talked about this, and if I have, sorry. I don't think I have though. I'm using a Fitbit, and so the Fitbit tracks the number of steps you take. And previously, when I've walked and ran, I've used a Garmin. Well, first I used a Nike kind of, forget what they call their thing, but it was the first Nike product they came out with, where you put that thing in your shoe, and that's how you track everything. So I'm not using that. I'm using well, when I stopped using that, I started using a Garmin to track everything. And the problem with those, and the thing I like about the Fitbit, is the Fitbit tracks the number of steps you take. So the Fitbit is not necessarily tracking how fast I'm going or how far I'm going, although it does track how far I go based on the number of steps. And sorry that it's dark. There's no lights in this part of the track. And but it does track your distance, but it's not tracking your pace and how fast you're going. It just tracks how many steps you take. So and I'm kind of a perfectionist and a numbers person, and so whenever I would go out running with my Garmin on, I would have problems with that because I couldn't stop, because then that would throw off, my time, and so I wouldn't be going the right pace, or I wouldn't finish in the time that I wanted to finish, or something like that. So, and I would get discouraged, and also it encouraged me to, like, if I didn't think I would be able to run very fast that day or something, I just wouldn't run at all. Or, and I also, like if I wouldn't run, like if I didn't have my Garmin with me, because I wanted to track everything. So I'm tracking every, I'm tracking every step I take or whatever with the Fitbit, but I can also wear the Fitbit, whereas the Garmin, you can only wear it for so long and then the battery dies. But with the Garmin, it was like I had something hanging over my head all the time. So, in an effort to be less perfect, which is something that I legit have been working on, being less perfect. Not that I'm a perfect being, nobody's perfect, but I have this expectation of perfection. And so if things aren't going perfectly, or I don't completely understand something, or whatever the case may be, I have this need for completion and perfection, and realizing that, I've tried to start introducing some imperfections into my life and allowing myself to make mistakes, and trying not to feel quite as bad about making mistakes, because everybody's going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. My wife has helped me with that a little bit, especially to help me get the initial realization that you can't be perfect. You can't do everything just so you can't. One of the things that I've discovered and tried to work on is I can't wait for perfect conditions for things to happen. I can't wait for, the right temperature and to have my Garmin and have all the right clothes on and all that stuff. Sometimes you just need to go out and walk. Sometimes you need to start on some project, even though, like at work, I may not know everything about what I'm doing, or I may not have all the details ironed out. Sometimes you just need to kind of jump in there and start doing things. Because if you don't, you'll just be waiting around forever in some cases. And also, I think working on my perfection problem might be it hurts me with the food thing, because, and I really try not to sweat the food too much. I'm trying to eat better, but kind of made some poor choices today and yesterday and every day. I make poor choices every day, but I'm trying not to let those get me down, and I'm trying to look at the good things I've done, like not go over my calorie goal despite a bad choice, or that sort of thing. So perfection, unattainable goal. Fitbit, very good for me, because despite having like a complete record of what I'm doing, I know it allows me to be a little bit freer in what I do, because I don't have to worry about pace. I don't have to worry about what it's going to look like in some spreadsheet that I'm keeping. I just let it keep up with itself. I try to get 10,000 steps in a day. I try not to eat more calories than I burn, and that's about it. So anyway, that's a rather long-winded explanation of how I feel about perfection and the Fitbit and a lot of other things. So I'll cut this video short right now, and I'll cut this long video short, and we'll talk to you next time.